Aloha, you're watching F5 On Demand. I'm Senior Technical Marketing Manager Peter Silva. We're at Gartner Data Center 2013 at the Venetian Expo Hall, booth 202 if you're in town. Come on by. You might have heard about F5 Synthesis, which is our architectural vision for software-defined application services. It comprises of three components: the high-performance services fabric, the intelligent orchestration of those services, so the management piece, and then the simplified business models for our customers out there. And part of the F5 synthesis, or the proof points, if you will, are the reference architectures that we've created. And one of those reference architectures is application services. And I'm happy to have one of the most cantankerous but funniest guys at F5, Robert Haynes. Thanks for joining me, Robert.
Thanks, Peter. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
My colleague Robert, we're actually on the same team, so we have our...
We were, anyway.
We were. So first off, application services, that's kind of a big term for a bunch of stuff. What is it in the F5 sense?
So in the F5 sense, application services are a rich catalog of functions and services we provide for applications, hence the name application services. They're the things that organizations have been using to solve their challenges around availability, performance, and security of applications, delivered from the fabric on an F5 device.
And so typically organizations, I know over the last couple of years, a number of companies have been doing Exchange migrations, 07 to 10 and so forth. Is it like simply about that, rolling out your Exchange and then configuring all the devices between the user and Exchange?
So it's taking it, all applications generally need a bit of help to meet user expectations. So, if you deploy Exchange, if you deploy your web application, if you deploy Link, you're going to need some help from the network to give you the levels of availability and performance that your users demand, and to give you the context and the device management that you're going to need.
Right. And so what are organizations doing today to lick this problem?
So we're seeing organizations moving from an era where they used dedicated F5 devices or dedicated network devices to serve particular applications in islands of resource. So they'll have an F5 installation to support their messaging, their Exchange environment, maybe an F5 installation to support their ERP system. And they're finding that they islands of capacity, islands of configuration, and they're trying to bring this together into more of a fabric-based organization. And when you do that, the great advantage is once you build a highly available, elastic, all-active fabric, you can suddenly start giving services to any application wherever you need it and whenever you need it. So there's a real advantage in consolidating and building out a true fabric.
So it seems like it also much more streamlines application deployment. It's not necessarily this huge chunk of time, a number of months potentially, some services might not be available, we'll get through it, blah, blah, blah. It seems like it just makes it a lot easier and more streamlined.
That's absolutely right. So that once you've built your fabric, the next thing is how do you start provisioning services? So again, you can go and manually do that line by line, click the right button, choose the right option. But what we've done is we've given users a ton of templates of application fluency. So we understand applications, we know what they need, we have the templates and the wizards to help you deploy them. We call them IAP templates. Right. They are available for a ton of applications, and you can create your own if you need to. So we join the fabric with the fluency and the automation that you need to be able to actually use the services in the fabric easily and without having a ton of work to do it. So we really cut the OpEx there.
So then, one of the things you were mentioning right at the top was the applications need things like acceleration, things like security, and so that's then just wrapped into the infrastructure then now, right?
That's true. We have this rich catalog of services, and we know what applications need which ones of those services. So we know if you're deploying a public-facing web application that you're probably going to want to turn on some web application security. You're probably going to want to turn on some firewalls, traditional network firewall security. You may need some acceleration if you're serving users a long way away on high latency links. Okay, if you're then doing an internal application like an ERP system, you probably don't need application security, but you probably need really high levels of availability. If you're deploying a financial trading application, you want high levels of availability, but you want tiny, tiny latency because you want that to happen really fast. And so instead of you having to go out and work all this out for yourself, we've given you the tools and the templates to create an application for financial trading, an application for web front ends, an application for messaging. And we let you find, we have all the settings predefined. We know what works because we know the applications.
And so cloud obviously being an important part of the infrastructure, even then, company decide they got to burst or migrate some to the cloud, all of those policies, the the security, the acceleration, specifically the policies for that app can move with it, right?
Absolutely. A key part of the fabric is that it's underlying infrastructure agnostic. So you can take an F5 fabric with all the policies, and it can be running on our really high performance, really large Viprion systems. You could take exactly those policies and you can put it into pretty much any public cloud out there now. We have support for Amazon, for all of the hypervisors, and the underlying system works exactly the same. So the infrastructure agnostic nature of the fabric is really important, because you do know we know you need to burst, and we can give you a way of moving your applications from one space to another.
And so then overall, what do businesses then gain by this? What are some of the benefits?
I think the key benefit is the ability to give the right application, the right services to the right applications, to do it really easily with automated policies, and for you to be able to move your applications to the right place for your applications and your users, but still get all the rich F5 services you've come to expect.
Cool stuff, Robert.
It's really cool stuff.
Did you have fun building it out?
Yeah, it's been really interesting to take the core things F5 has been doing for as long as we've been part of the world, and really work out how we tell people about them. I kind of see us as this excited box of puppies with all this really, really great technology. And the cool thing about our reference architecture and our fabric is a way we get to let them out to play more to more and more users to keep them happy.
I know I get your character out at some point.
Yeah, it only took a while.
So a little bit more about application services and the benefits you can experience by deploying the application services reference architecture as part of our F5 synthesis. Hey, thanks a lot, Robert.
Thanks.
I know we see each other a lot, but it's always good seeing and chatting with you. So I got Courtney again behind the lens. You're a lifesaver, Courtney. Thank you very much. For Robert, I'm Peter, and we're with F5 Networks. Thanks for watching.